5 weird ways to move stuck energy in the body. You know, one thing I started discovering in these last few years is we can actually have energy blocks in our body, stagnant energy that can build up in certain places in our body and cause pain, can cause obviously a lack of flow of energy, can cause emotional issues obviously because emotion is energy in motion, stuck in the body in this case. And so I'm going to give you a few practices that I use for the most part that help me to move stuck energy. And I've had a lot of issues with this. I've been an athlete. And one of the things I used to think was, oh, I'm just have these physical injuries in my body. That's why I have pain here, pain there, and pain in other places. But even when I was doing all of the injury prevention, the workouts, the stretching, and everything else, these pains wouldn't go away. And I didn't find out until later that most of it was energy stuck in my body. And then when I discovered some of the things I'm going to give you today, I was able to remove the pain, allow that energy to flow into different places or out of my body, which led to just a much freer experience in this body. So anyway, that's a bit of a convoluted opener, but that's what we're going to be going over today. That's coming up next. Hi there, my name is Dave and this is HeartSpace if you are new to this channel where we are creating videos every single day from my heart to yours to help you live life in your way. So if that sounds good to you, please hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss any videos that we release. Now in this video, again, we are going over stuck energy and let's just go right into it. Let's get into these 5 ways you can move stuck energy in the body because I understand how uncomfortable and even painful it can be to have trapped energy in the body. And there are some very simple things you can do in order to alleviate this, to remove it, to allow it to be released. So let's get into it. So number 1 is a method that I've been using, a technique, a practice that I've been using probably for the last year or 2 that I've really gotten into and has been so helpful in allowing me to move stuck energy, to release stuck energy, and it is the practice of Qigong. It is actually quite phenomenal how some of these very simple movements that you'll do in Qigong mixed with intention and focus or being present, what it can do for the energy in your body. Not only will this help you remove stuck energy if you have stuck energy, which a lot of people have, I would say most people have stuck energy, especially in the Western world. It will also help energize you. It will also help calm you down. You know, there's a lot you can do with Qigong. I'm not sure what it actually translates into. I think it actually translates into something like energy work. It's something of that nature. I probably should look that up, but I actually don't know off the top of my head. But Qigong is a beautiful, amazing, elegant, great way of moving energy in your body, of energizing yourself, relaxing yourself, and just being able to learn how to play with energy a lot more for your own benefit. You know, there are things you can do within Qigong that actually can help your organs. It can help you with many different areas of health. Like there's just so many things within Qigong that can help you massively. Now, what I would do if this is something you're interested in, just look up beginner Qigong practices. You know, I do a mixture of some very beginner movements and now I have a course that I'm working a little bit on that's a little more advanced, but I still do these beginner movements almost every single day and it feels so good. You know, the way I feel afterwards, I've released a lot of the energy I've held on to maybe throughout the day and I'll be able to energize myself, relax my mind. There's so many different things. There's breathing techniques within Qigong as well that you can use. So I would recommend looking that up. There'll be plenty of tutorials on YouTube and just 5-10 minutes a day is all you need, or you can go deeper if you want. But if you do this every single day, it's going to be something that can radically help your health and help move this stuck energy. Number 2 is the callahan technique. Now, some of you may have heard of this technique, which involves a series of tapping on your body in different energy meridians. Now, this technique is one of those things when I first heard of it and first saw it being done, I'm like, come on, this can't be something that's going to help me energize or something that's going to remove energetic blocks. But then I tried it and I did it with an open mind and I went, okay, I'm going to try this to the best of my ability. I'm going to believe that it can work. And I did it and I was amazed at how much better I felt after just a few minutes of tapping. Now, there are many videos that you can look up. Just look up callahan technique. I believe it is C-A-L-L-A-H-A-N or something around those lines. The person who created this technique, his name is Callahan, that's his last name. Again, his first name eludes me. But this technique is just phenomenal. There's not much I can really say about it except that it's a series of different tapping and you do a few other little things and it just does a phenomenal job of releasing energy. So this one for me is much better at removing blocks, where Qigong will also help you remove blocks and move energy in your body and also energize yourself. In my eyes, Callahan technique is an amazing tool to release energy. So if you have a lot of energetic blocks, you're always in your head, you have pain in a lot of different parts of your body, you are just overthinking all the time, I can't recommend the Callahan technique enough. Or maybe there's something from your past that keeps coming back up. The Callahan technique only takes a few minutes. Sometimes it can take 2 minutes when you get really good at it. There are different methods of tapping, but it is such an effective technique, and it's something I definitely recommend exploring. Again, you can find tutorials on YouTube. There's one that I follow where I just tap along with the woman who is doing it, and I just follow what she's doing, and within a few minutes I'm feeling so much better. You will notice an energetic difference in your body. One of the things she'll tell you to do is take note of how you currently feel, and then you're going to take note of how you feel afterwards. And you will notice a difference. If you don't do it again, you will eventually notice a difference. And it's just one of those things that you have to experience. It almost seemingly works like magic, but again, it's just a knowledge of where these meridians are, being able to tap on them to move the energy, and a bunch of different things. Number 3 is exercise, normal exercise. A lot of people are not moving their bodies, they're not exercising, and this is one of the reasons you have stuck energy. You see, we're not meant to be sitting around all day and not exercising. Our ancestors were nomadic, are usually moving around from place to place. They were dancing, they were walking, they were doing physical activity, usually on a daily basis, unless they felt they needed to rest. But they definitely weren't sitting in front of the TV all day. They definitely weren't sitting at a desk job without ever getting up all day. They were moving their bodies. Now, everyone's situation is going to be different. I'm in a situation where I can move my body pretty much all day if I want to, and I've set up different little hacks so that I can do so. For example, I have a walking pad, so when I'm on my computer, I'll actually be walking while I'm doing my thing or watching something. I have kettlebells everywhere and other things to make sure that I'm constantly moving, and if I feel too tired and I'm like, okay, I need a little rest, I'll lie down, whatever else it is. In fact, the most sitting I probably do is when I'm making these videos, because I'm sitting, you can't see it, but I'm sitting on a chair right now. Otherwise, I'm usually not sitting if I can help it, or it's the thing I don't, I'm either standing, moving, or lying down versus sitting. And most people are not getting enough daily exercise. Some people go days, weeks, months without consciously exercising at all. And so introducing more exercise, again, it doesn't have to be a crazy thing. It could be you go walking for 30 minutes. It's going to do you a world of good. In fact, walking is one of the most beneficial exercises you can do because it's a very natural movement for us. As you're pumping your arms and walking in a very natural way, you're actually pumping your lymphatic system. But when you're sitting and lying down and not exercising, your lymphatic system is stagnant. And I'll go over the lymphatic system in a second with some other things you can do. But please, in some way every day, exercise at least a little bit. Make sure you're moving around. If you're sitting, don't sit for more than 30, 45 minutes. I would say even less than that. But do something to start getting yourself moving more and more. And you'll be amazed at the health benefits, the energetic benefits, and how this will move energy in your body and help you release it. Again, we weren't designed, we weren't built, we didn't evolve to be sitting all the time slouching and getting these things stuck in our body. And our bodies don't know the difference. It doesn't know that we're in the modern era and it's like, oh, we just sit a lot in this modern era. No, it's going to be the same as 10,000 years ago when people were just moving more naturally around because of the lifestyle or whatever else. So try not to sit too much. Make sure you're exercising in some way as much as you can. I'm actually going to give you something in the next one that is a very easy thing you can just do throughout the day. If you're working, at a desk job, try and get up, often if you can. Just do some stretching, just move around, do some Qigong. Qigong would be a great thing to do. But there's so many different ways to move your body. Find one that you can stick to and then stick to it. It's gonna help you with your energy and so many other things as well. Just so much. So number 4 is work the lymphatic system. So if you don't know what the lymphatic system is, it's essentially, I don't know if waste disposal system is a way of putting it, but essentially lymphatic fluid pumps through a lot of your different bodies. You have certain nodes where this lymphatic system can get stuck. And if you're not exercising and moving around, it does get stuck in certain places. I'm doing that because there's one there's some here. There's different points in your body where lymphatic system would normally be circulating. But when you're not moving, when you're not exercising, it almost becomes like this sludge and it's not moving. It's not being filtered through. It's kind of like if you've ever seen stagnant water, it becomes kind of nasty and disgusting, right? If you see a still pool of water and there isn't circulation, it isn't moving around, it becomes kind of gross. Well, it's the same with your body, which is why exercise is so important. Qigong is great at moving this lymphatic this lymphatic fluid. And another thing I'm going to give you is getting a rebounder. So this is essentially a mini trampoline, and it's one of the best exercises to getting your lymphatic system moving. And getting your lymphatic system moving will break up energy. It will allow energy to flow more naturally in your body, and you'll be amazed how great it will feel just getting on a rebounder, bouncing up and down for like 2 to 3 minutes. And if you're especially someone who works at home, or even if you can take one into work with you, if you have an office or something, just get one of these in your office. Every single time you're feeling like a little bit low energy in your head or something, go bounce on it while you're doing something, you're watching something, whatever else, or just take 2 minutes to bounce on it, and you'll be amazed at the difference you feel. I have one right outside, and something I try and do is every time I remember and I go outside to maybe just go do something, I'll just go and bounce 100 times on it and then get on with my day. But it's amazing just how this little hack has helped my energy. You know, it's amazing how good I feel. Like I feel just light on my feet because the energy is just moving throughout my body now a lot more easily. So I would take a look at getting a rebounder, a mini trampoline. Another thing you can do is just bounce on the balls of your feet while having your arms out like this and kind of go, kind of like that. That's another thing you can do, but I believe it's more effective if you actually have a rebounder, a mini trampoline to do this on. And number 5, you knew I was going to mention it, and it is breath work. Breath work is one of my favorite ways to move energy, to break up energy. It's just phenomenal. You know, I'm a huge fan of the Wim Hof method. There's so many other methods you can do as well, but it is phenomenal at just bringing in energy, if that's what you want to do, releasing energy, breaking up energy. It's just one of the best things that you can do. One reason I also like Qigong is it involves breath as you're doing the movements. But Qigong is usually, although actually there are some breathing techniques within Qigong that are a little more intense and can actually warm up your body. I remember doing one, and it was quite crazy what happened. I just did a certain number of breaths in a certain order, in a certain way, at a certain frequency, and my whole body started to heat up. It was quite an experience. So Qigong can do that, but deliberate things like the Wim Hof method can be phenomenal. If you're stressed out, if you're someone who has a lot, and by the way, stressed out a lot of times has to do with stuck energy, overthinking, all of these different things. If that's going on, look into the Wim Hof method. This thing will help you get over stress. It will help you move stuck energy. It will remove energy you don't want. It will help you in oxygenating your cells and healing different parts of your body. There's so many benefits to this method. And so I would definitely look into breath work if you have stuck energy. Another amazing tool that you can essentially do anywhere. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to do it. But if you're doing this on a daily basis, if you're doing this maybe even throughout the day, on a day where you're really feeling it, do 2 to 3 times a day, you're just going to notice a huge difference in your energy. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to leave you. Of course, there are other things, but these are some of my favorites. I typically do everything on this list, usually at least once a day. Some of them I don't always do every day unless I feel the need to, where other ones are more habitual. For example, like the breathing work, I exercise every day, and I do the rebounder thing every single day, Qigong every single day. I think the only one I don't do every single day is the Callahan technique, because I only use that when I really feel stuck. But I only don't feel really stuck because I've done these other things very consistently. So I still will do it sometimes, and I'll be like, I really need to move my energy using the Callahan technique, release energy, but that's the only one I probably don't do on a daily basis, but I probably do it, I don't know, it really varies, maybe a few times a week. But if you really have a lot of stuck energy, it's one you can do multiple times a day, super simple. But please take some of these on board. If they resonate with you, at least try them out. I can't recommend them enough. That's why they're in this video. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching this video. I'm sure you got something out of this, and if you did, make sure you apply it. As always, you are loved, and I will see you in the next video.